Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel I show you simple but effective ways of maintaining a stress-free financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Well, hello everyone and happy Friday. I hope that your week has been a good one. It feels like forever since I sat down to film because I've had such a crazy productive week. It's amazing what you can get done when your kids are in school. I find that it just aligns my schedule in such a way that I am more productive. I appreciate the laid back, sort of easygoing nature of summer break, but I actually appreciate the organization and also like the added peace and quiet of the school year. So I'm just enjoying it all around. So anyways, today is the weekly check-in video. And if you happen to be new to my channel, this is what I call like the bread and butter of budgeting, because your budget plan, like your actual budget, can be fantastic, but if you don't track your expenses and hold your spending accountable, it's really sort of all for naught. So this video, I go over my expenses from the last week, but in a very niche way. So in our house, 50% of our budget is cash stuffed and the other 50% is maintained digitally. So a lot of things we keep in our checking account, like our bills and expenses, our mortgage, life insurance, that kind of stuff. Currently also our grocery budget is hanging out in our grocery money is hanging out in our checking account, because I just feel like there is nothing I can do to get a handle on this grocery budget. And so rather than just like stuffing the cash and unstuffing the cash constantly, I am keeping that cash in the checking account for the time being, because it's just getting this grocery budget sorted is driving me absolutely bonkers. So anyways, what we're doing in today's video is reconciling all of the expenses for the cash stuffed online and debit transactions from the last week. Because if we purchase something online, or if we purchase something with our debit card, but we cash stuff for it, we have to return that money back to the bank so that we're not like in an overdrawing our checking account kind of situation. This system can seem a little bit confusing if you're new. So if you just hunker down and watch content like this, you will eventually come to a place where not only do you understand what's happening, but you also will kind of glean a way that you can perform your own version of whatever it is that I'm doing. I always recommend watching more than just one content creator, and usually people do anyway, but it really helps to kind of see a variety of different systems in place. Or even if the system is the same, but the process is different, it helps to see that. So that's always my recommendation. But also, somebody mentioned in the comments in this past week, I think, or maybe it was last week, that there have been times here and there where I have gone down the expense tracking page and pulled the cash at the same time. And she recommended doing that just to see if the video ran a little bit more streamlined. And I agree with her. And so if you are used to my typical way of filming the the expense tracking, like the weekly check-in, this is going to be slightly different to how I usually do it, but I'm hoping that's a little bit more streamlined, and I'm hoping that it makes the video a little bit shorter. So if you guys like it, let me know. And if you don't, let me know that too. I'm open to obviously what my audience wants. So that's important to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into my budget planner here. It does mean that I'm going to keep you guys zoomed at the current zoom that you're at. So you won't see my writing, but I don't know that you necessarily can much better anyway. So this might help. So I do have some expenses at the bottom of this page, and then they continue on over to this page. So, but again, it doesn't matter super much because I think at this point I'm just going over the expenses with you, and I'm going to pull the cash as we go along. But I'm going to do it by category and starting with high priority. So we might be bouncing from page to page, but we're staying in the envelope we're staying in one envelope at a time. But because of that, I'm also going to kind of pull in my calculator because we all know that math is not my strong suit. I do apologize if you can hear my washer going in the background. I have a load of laundry going, but that's just, typical. Anyways, like I said, we're going to start with high priority sinking funds. And I'm just going to pop over here because I have a couple of home maintenance purchases that I want to go over. Both of them were from Amazon. One of them, actually, you guys will love this. Or you'll appreciate this maybe. I have some string lights on our back patio that I have on a timer. And the timer that I had it hooked to just completely conked out on me. I think it's because every now and then, like, we'll have like a little brownout situation here, or blackout, whatever you guys call them. And I think that just kind of took its toll on the timer that I have my lights plugged into, because I don't want my lights running like all day, every day. I like them to come on at night and then for just like a little bit of time in the morning when it's still dark outside. And so the timer conked out, and so I needed to replace it. And so it was $14.06. I'm going to be returning $14 for that purchase. And then over here, I had another, I needed to buy some baking soda. I buy like a big bag of baking soda, because I use baking soda for a variety of different things. So you'll see I actually split up because it was $18.98 for 2 bags of it. And so I split it up between groceries and home maintenance because I use it for groceries for baking, and then I use it for home maintenance for cleaning. So I just kind of split the purchases between the two of them. So I'm going to be returning, so what is that? 14 and 9 from home maintenance. So that's $23 for both of those Amazon purchases. I'll link the baking soda. It's just baking soda. There's no gunk or crap in it. So you can bake and clean with it like alike. And wow, that was a lot of like in 13 seconds. You can bake and cook with it, you can cook and clean with it, and it doesn't have any wonky ingredients in it, which I always prefer. So let me go into home maintenance. I need $23. Of course I don't have change. So let me see. Ooh. Oh my gosh, it's always something, isn't it? Oh, do you know where I know I have change? Not Finance Coach, Household. So let me grab, yeah. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna put that off to the side and leave that out and grab this home maintenance 10 and grab the 5 and 5 ones. I'm sorry if I'm confusing you right now. I'm just making change from within the envelopes that I have. So I'm returning 23, so 21, 2, 3 from home maintenance. And I have 5, 6, 7, 8 left. And let me put this 10 back in here. I just said 8, right? I think that's what I said. So I'm gonna just check off the home maintenance expenses, oh my gosh, really quickly. So home maintenance and home maintenance. And then I'm gonna go over here to my bank return tracker. I'm gonna slide this really quickly. So today, I didn't draw my little arrows. Okay, so it is the 22nd, and I did home maintenance. I returned 23, and I have 8 left. All right. So we're just going to be flipping pages back and forth, but it all works out eventually. Okay, so household is up next, and I'm returning 43. I don't think I have 43. 10, 20, 35. Okay, so let me just put that in here. I have nothing left. and I'll show you what I do with that. Oh gosh, I'm sliding again. Household. I returned 35. I have nothing left. Now, let me show you how I handle a discrepancy like that. So I have an $8 discrepancy there. So I'm gonna go to, this is my budget planner. It is currently in my Etsy shop, only available as a digital budget planner. So you can use it in like a notes app on your tablet, or you can download it and print it yourself. And inside of it, I have a, what is it called? Well, let me see. The funding plan. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to this week, the next cash stuffing that I have to do, and go to household and subtract 8 from this particular stuffing so that I am offsetting the discrepancy from one week to the next. It's not as big of a deal to us if we go over budget from one week to the next. We just like to stay on budget from month to month. And so that's how we handle something like that. So I'll just stuff it less the $8 that I didn't have in the envelope this week, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and check that off. And then let me check for other high priorities. Actually, grocery is all in the checking account, so I'm gonna put a check mark next to that. And then last up in high priority, we have $35 that I have to pull from medical. Let me just grab this really quickly. I sell these placeholders in my Etsy shop too. So let me just, I'm gonna put 40 in and pull 5 back. And in medical, I have 100, 200, 20, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and 256. And this was just for my son's annual physical. That was our copay. And he has to have like a sports physical done. Oh, what did I just say? Did I say 256? I'm gonna put that there with an asterisk. 256. I'm gonna laugh at myself when I go back to edit this if I'm wrong. So medical. Yeah, so he needs to have like a sports physical done for the school year. It's just like a combination of things. And so that's what that was. Took him in for that. Okay, so that does it. Oh, do you know what? No, actually haircuts are in high priority, I think, right? Or do we put that in low priority? I think that's in low priority. Okay. So, and actually we only have 2 expenses left, and they're, one's in low priority and one is in holiday. So I'm gonna go back to haircuts. My husband got his haircut over the weekend, and I know we don't have what we need in this envelope, but we will offset it by stuffing it less. So I need to return 60 and I have 42. I'm just like writing so I don't have to keep shifting everything around. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over to my cash stuffing plan, and so I have a discrepancy of 18. So what I'm gonna do is just cross off the last stuffing of the month, and I'm gonna stuff 22 in my next stuffing. And then we'll be square for the month, and we'll be rolling into the next month with $22. So that's how we make that work. Okay, that is that. And then last up for the day is gifts. And this was for my son's birthday present from my husband and I. And so we spent $58.58 at Amazon. He wanted some like Dungeons and Dragons, I think, like he wanted like a book and some dice or something. I don't know. Anyway, it came out to $58.58, so I'm gonna be returning 59 from gifts. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to do math. Okay, 100. So I'm gonna put this and bring back 41, 20, 41. And now in gifts, we've got 20, 40, 60, 70, 1, and 2. right. Well, that was relatively painless. So I'm gonna just move this really quickly and add up. So what I do now is I add up all of the money that I returned from each category and then make sure that that's what I have sitting over in my cash tray. So 23, 35, 35, 42, and 59. So I should have $194 in my little cash tray here. And let's check. 100, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 194. So that's it. It was a really like low spend week. We just had like, you know, we kind of laid low and didn't really do much. It's easier in the summertime when we're not going places and the temptation isn't there to like grab a Starbucks or eat some food out or something like that. So it's just quieter this time of year, which I really appreciate after a very busy and lively summer. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it was more streamlined for you. I hope it still made sense for those of you who my videos usually make sense to. And if it doesn't make sense, and that's because you're new to budgeting in general, I promise you eventually it all kind of sorts itself out in your mind. It just takes some time to figure out what your process is going to be and also how you understand what other people are doing. And I think that's par for the course for anything new that you're trying as you're learning how to kind of get a handle on whatever new thing it is that you're doing. So anyways, that's going to do it for me for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, I would love it so much if you would give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. I will be back with you again on Monday. I'm doing my, I think it's the third cash stuffing of August. We actually technically had 5 cash stuffings in the month of August, but because of my delay this summer, we did 4 out of the 5 and just kind of condensed everything into those 4 stuffings. But yeah, let me know what you guys are up to this weekend. We are still kind of continuing my son's birthday celebration. So we have like a fun night planned tonight. There's a movie that he wanted to watch, so we're gonna watch it. He wanted to watch Wicked, so we're gonna watch that. I think we're even gonna do a little bit of fast food in, which is atypical for us, but definitely an enjoyable thing whenever it happens, because that means I don't have to cook. But yeah, that's mostly it. And then we just kind of have like, again, like a low-key Sunday planned, which is really lovely. I always appreciate kind of winding down after a busy summer and kind of leaning into the quiet peacefulness of the new school year and then eventually the fall. But I'm still enjoying that hot, sunny summer weather here in Texas. So anyways, you guys have a wonderful weekend and I will be back here with you again on Monday. I hope it's a good one and I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.